Okay, so the NBA playoffs are currently going on, and they are already impacting culture on a level we have not yet seen before, specifically in New York. You might have heard that during this Knicks playoff run, crime has dropped by almost 78% in the city. This is crazy and awesome to see, but beyond just impacting culture, it's giving us a look at what sports means on a larger moral scale. Stay with me. The Knicks, New York's basketball team, has been on a heater in the last 11 games and going to the finals for the first time in a long time. But in New York, one of the largest cities in the world, crime has been dropping. Yes, the NYPD have confirmed that over the last few weeks, major and minor crime have significantly reduced in the city. Now, this isn't a new concept. Surprisingly, every year we see how much winning impacts a city and a culture. Every year we see hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people line up on the streets for the post-finals parade. And we see this on an even larger scale with World Cups. Do you remember 4 years ago when Argentina won? And millions of people were swarming the streets giving us these images. Statistically, this also lines up, like how crime significantly lowers in Chicago on nights where the Bears are playing. Or one of the most fascinating examples is about 25 years ago when France won the World Cup. Suicide rate dropped by around 20% in the country right after they won. That's incredible, but it's not always positive. Like in England, when domestic violence cases increase after big games because people are getting emotional and they are drinking, which leads to a lot of unfortunate outcomes. During 2014, suicide and drug overdose cases, specifically for women, which we'll get to, spiked in Iran after they had lost the World Cup. So sports and the emotional states of cities and sometimes entire countries are very closely correlated, which raises a different question. But first, let's understand the correlation because there are a few phenomenons at play. When large communities are interested in an event like a sports game, the recreational value of petty crimes in comparison is much lower. Like, would you rather go out and light a building on fire or go to the bar with the guys and watch the Knicks go to the finals? One of those could be a once in a lifetime moment, and hopefully you said that you would pick the second one. When it comes to cases like when France won the World Cup, the lonely individuals got an extra boost of togetherness, amplifying their collectiveness and reducing their want to end their own life. But in England, when people are drinking, getting mad at the refs, it's easier to lose tracks and take your anger on someone else. Not that I'm justifying it. And this last concept relates to the Iran World Cup. It's similar to France, but the opposite. In Iran, where women don't have as many rights or the permission to typically express themselves as much, the unity of the World Cup basically evens the playing field. And I assume it makes them feel a part of something. But the loss signifies their return to being second-tier individuals as they are seen by their country. And that makes it harder for them to choose to live. What is really happening, we can shrink it down to a smaller scale so we can actually see it for ourselves. Imagine you go a few years back, you're a kid again and you're getting teased and maybe shoved a bit during recess. That hurts, but then a rival school comes to play in your school. Suddenly you feel like you belong more. Your identity and purpose are clearer. And the bullies, they also typically want to belong. And when they are cheering for their team along with everyone else, suddenly they don't need to push people around to feel strong or to feel power or to feel like they belong. Together you can unify together to hate on a common enemy. And together you both benefit from it. So what is actually happening here? Why does a basketball game in New York change how people treat each other on the street? I don't think it's necessarily about sports. I think it's about belonging. When your team is winning, you're suddenly part of something. The stranger next to you in the bar is on your side. The city feels like it's yours. And when people feel like they belong somewhere, like they matter to a place or to something bigger than themselves, they act differently. They're kinder, they're less desperate, they're less alone. That's kind of like what was happening in our school example. We've spent centuries trying to figure out what makes people good, whether it's laws or religions or punishment and philosophies. But maybe the answer is actually simpler than all of that. People are good when they feel like they are a part of something. That's what the Knicks are doing right now in New York. They aren't just winning games, they're giving the entire city, all 8 million people, a reason to feel connected. The stats are just a measurement of it. Whether we have believed it or not, across thousands of years, the most important, powerful force to our behavior is belonging and connection. Spurs in 6.